everyone, it's Diane with Batik, and today is Fabric Friday, and we're talking about Batik Canvas. Today I'm going to share with you a couple of projects that I have completed, plus some plans for some really fun ways to incorporate Batik Canvas in your sewing world. But first and foremost, I am sitting in front of our entire collection of our Batik Canvas. And I think it was about 2 months ago, we shared with you about 10 or 12 different samples of the fabric before we actually received the bolts, and it is really nice to have a beautiful display of the canvas in our lobby of the store. And so these are the shades. So for you pastel lovers or fall and warm color lovers, and purple and blue, we're just really thrilled with our canvas and how it turned out and how it's been received by you. Thank you so much. I have to say, and I'll say this right now, I think our #1 selling colorway is the Gardenese Divine in the shade of Napa. This is all we have left. And our next production will be very fun, and we know that this is going to be one of those popular colorways. And oh, by the way, I want to thank you also for sharing your ideas. For those of you who have looked at all of the different colorways that we did produce, thanks for your ideas for colors that we can add to the collection, because there's always a second production and a third production, and we're always going to add new things. And so thank you for that. We are going to add a couple of really bright, multicolored motifs as well. And I think this is an example. You see the Phoenix rainbow? That will be in our next shipment as well. So that will be so much fun. But before we get to some projects, I want to talk to you a little bit about the construction of the fabric for those that have not heard about our canvas. It is 57 inches wide, and it is a light to mid-weight canvas. And here is Phoenix Twilight Blue. This is the leftover piece that I had from making a market bag, which I'm going to share with you next. So here is, I know you can't really feel it or hear it, but this is the weight of the canvas. It is easy to care for. We want you to pre-wash your canvas. We recommend Synthropol, which is a fabric wash that you put in your washing machine, and it just gets rid of any excess dyes and wax that might be left over on the fabric after we receive it from our manufacturer. So definitely take the time to pre-wash. And I just use warm water, lukewarm water, extra rinse in the washing machine, shake it out, toss it in the dryer, and then I have a medium setting for most of my batik fabric, and I take it out before it's completely dry. Lay it out on a surface or hang it on a hanger, however you want to finish the drying process. It just eliminates the need to press it before you cut out your project. And I always like to save that step. So that's how you care for the canvas, okay? Let me share with you a few projects to show you what the canvas looks like and acts like once it's in a project. I'm going to grab this tote bag. This is what I would call a market tote. And I was speaking with one of my really good friends, Vicky, and I had asked her, I said, how do I really show people what the canvas looks like if, let's say, for example, you think of canvas as a very heavyweight duck canvas or something that has a lot of stability so that when you kind of set a bag down, it just naturally stands up by itself. This is not that heavyweight of a canvas. And so this is a market bag, okay? And I just came up with this little pattern. And the top is our Phoenix Twilight Blue. And then I added a second layer of our hand-dyed Twilight Blue to the bottom just for a little bit of stability on the bag. This has, I will tell you first and foremost, this has no interfacing. It is no stabilizer, no anything. This is 100% just canvas. This is just our canvas. It's a single layer of canvas. Okay. Now I do have, let me take this out of here. I do have one of the Diane base stabilizers in here, but I'm going to take it out so that you can see what happens with the bag. Okay. It is just a simple fold up market bag. So this, I think it is, if I were to set this on a table, just the way it is, let me show you. It doesn't have that heavy weight to it, which is our intent. We wanted a bag of a canvas that is easy to work with and gives you that strength of the weave of a canvas. So this is our market bag. And on our website, you're going to see this pattern. It's just a free, I think we'll email you the pattern if you would like it. And this was made from, if I recall, you can make 2 market bags out of 2 1-yard cuts of canvas. So, again, I'll put that out there so you can see what we did. But it's just such a simple, easy way to make a market bag. Keep it in your car for when you go to the grocery store. And the bottom of this particular one, it ends up measuring about 6 inches by 14 3/4. So this base stabilizer gives it that weight on the bottom. So if you're putting fruit or anything like that in here, in your bag, it will absolutely give it that stable feel to the bottom of your bag. Okay. So this is what a single layer of the canvas looks like when you make a market bag. Okay. And I think I need to put a snap in the middle of this bag. That would be perfect. The second project I made, because I have some ideas for making aprons and things that you can use in the garden and stuff like that, because canvas is stronger than just a simple cotton. And so I made an apron. Look at this apron. Out of the canvas for I'm just going to use this for the holidays. And this is the Quick Sew. It's a pattern, the Quick Sew 3480 is the number. And again, it just looks like a basic traditional apron. And to be honest, I made this last night. I cut it out, sewed it up. I'm not the fastest of sewists, but it only took me about 2.5 hours to make this, 2 hours to make this. And it just has simple top stitching. And what I did, so I need your opinion on this, is there's 2 pockets in the front, and I am thinking of fusing on these cute little snowflakes to make it a holiday apron. And I just think that would be so cute. Now, let me take this off of here so that you can see. Again, this is single layer. So it is just a simple apron, and it's perfect out of the canvas. And the one thing that I will tell you as another tip for working with canvas is I didn't change anything about my thread. I used a poly cotton thread that matches my fabric, but I did increase my needle size. I started the project using I think it was an 80-12, and then I increased it to a 90-14, simply because my machine was really giving it that noise when you are pushing through, when your needle has to go through 4 layers of fabric. And when you're dealing with canvas, it's really a heavier weight, tighter weave than what you're going to get out of the batik cotton. And so in spots, like down here, I did a little corner finishing. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going through 4 layers of fabric. And so it really made it a lot easier to work with a larger needle size. And if you are used to making bags and tote bags, I'm going to grab one more here. This is a Diane bag, and this is made with our canvas. This is the Bon Voyage bag. But if you're used to going through all of these layers, this has the soft and stable in it. You're going to have a 90-14 needle for your machine anyway. So I definitely recommend working with that. But so this here, when you think about the canvas, and I guess I'm really talking about that a lot, is the weight of the canvas, to try to answer some of those questions, is that without a stabilizer, you have like a really simple, fun tote bag. Very, very simple. You can wash this, easy to care for, it's going to last forever. Here is the version of a tote bag that has the soft and stable in it. So this has stabilizer. There's 2 layers of fabric. It's quilted, okay? So it's all quilted, and it's just beautiful to work with. So other than that, there really aren't any other techniques besides pre-washing and using a little larger needle, but everything else is the same as if you were working with a cotton to make tote bags or an apron or whatever you're making your project out of. If it makes sense to use a canvas for that extra stability and durability, and I think longevity, to be honest, it will be perfect. So let's talk about some projects that I have planned for our canvas. The first one is a tamarack jacket. Now this version is one that I did earlier, and this has our 115-inch wide batik cotton as the external fabric and the lining fabric itself. And then inside the tamarack jacket, there's batting, and I used a really thin wool batting when I quilted this tamarack jacket up. But for those of you that aren't familiar with the tamarack jacket, this is made by Grain Line Designs, and it's a beautifully designed jacket. There's 2 size ranges. So the first one is that they came out with was a 0 through 18, and it truly is an advanced beginner pattern. It's just a great jacket pattern. The second size range is a 14 to a 30, and it's based on a D cup. So both options for you. And on their website, the one thing that I really think that you should do as well is we're not able to sell the variations to the jacket itself. So if you would like a different collar, if you would like different pockets, as well as a hood, you can add a hood to this, which I have done, and it's so cute. It's really a very full hood. It's not a tight one. It's really full, and it's really fun. Maybe I can put a picture up on the screen here so you can see that one. But you can pay for it and download the variations right on the Grain Line Studio website. So if this isn't the collar for you, definitely check out their variations as well. So what I have already done is I've pre-washed our canvas. This is the Phoenix in the colorway of Lake. So this is going to be my external fabric, which will be the canvas. I'm going to use the same batting. I'm going to use it's a lightweight wool, and it quilts up beautifully. And excuse the fact that this is not ironed, but I am also, it's washed. The lining is going to be from our 115-inch wide cotton collection, our Batik cotton. I didn't want to use the canvas on the inside lining. I just wanted it to be the external fabric. And then this will be the fabric for the inside pocket, as well as the binding all the way around the edges of the jacket itself. So this is going to be my next project, and it'll be interesting to see how this quilts. I am going to use a long arm to see how it quilts up, and so I'll share that with you as I go about doing that. So I just think that the canvas is perfect for a little heavier weight outdoor coat that I can wear. And I like this collar here. I'm not going to change up and add a different variation to it because I like to wear a scarf in the wintertime. And so I think I'll make this variation with the scarf and the buttons. So watch for that. So that is our project number 1. Project number 2 on my list of canvas projects is the Zip It Up. And this is a pattern by Annie. And they are project bags. They're just such a really, really fun inside pockets, zipper closure. And here are 2 of the samples that Annie made. We sent her some canvas a while back, and this is sample canvas that we had produced just to see how it would function and how easy it would be to quilt and to put into a really, really structured bag. And so she made these 2. There's a small case and a large case. So depending on the size projects that you work with, or if you're making something for a child that loves to, I don't know, loves to color, loves to bring some projects along when you travel, this would be a perfect size bag. But let me show you the Zip It Up bag. It has a handle on the outside, and there's a zipper closure with a pocket right along the outside, and it is open all the way down to the bottom. The zipper goes all the way around the outside, and we open it up, and inside are 2 simple zippered pockets. One pocket is mesh. You can see the mesh here. The other pocket has, let me open this up, vinyl. And so this is the clear vinyl, which is very, very simple to work with. So think about this zip up case. You could put an iPad in here. You could put sewing projects, of course. You can put blocks in here. You can put accessories in here. Whatever it happens to be, it is just a simple zip it up project bag or take along bag. And I can see this just sliding into, like, I have a huge backpack that I have all my work papers in. This would be great to actually put my computer in because it would fit in here and slide it into a backpack. So it can be used for so many different things. The fabric we're going to use for this particular bag is the Gardeniste Divine Lilac and its coordinate, the hand-dyed lilac. And we'll pull all of the accessories from our collection of by Annie zippers and mesh and vinyl and all of that stuff that we have on our website. This doesn't take and require any hardware. So we're making our own handle out of strapping. And again, just a very, very simple case. Now this was constructed from our canvas on the outside, and traditional cotton was used on the inside. So it's really not a double layer of canvas. I haven't worked with a double layer of canvas yet because, you know, my goal is always to try to use the outside as our canvas and coordinate it with our 115-inch wide Batik cotton for the inside of any of our projects. So this is project number 2. Project number 3 is slated for whenever I have time and should be done before spring. So what that means is overalls. I really want to make bib overalls for gardening and to be outside and to really see how the canvas works in a clothing setting. So I did a little search on the internet for bib overalls and a pattern for that, and came across the True Bias patterns. And we do offer a couple of the True Bias patterns. They're fantastic. And this is called the Riley Overalls by True Bias. And I downloaded the PDF. I have all of the patterns, and definitely check out their website for this. And it is a shorts version and a long pant version. Here is the line drawing. I want to show you that so you can see that it's just a traditional bib overall. And actually, I thought it was going to take a lot of yardage for the canvas, but let me share with you the yardage just so you can get kind of an idea. For the long pant version, and I did buy all the hardware from True Bias as well, I want to see how all of it works together, and then we'll get some of that ourselves and stock everything that you would need to make your own bib overalls. So for 54-inch wide fabric, for the size that I believe I need, which is a size 10 to 12, less than 3.5 yards, so 3.2 yards of the canvas. Our canvas is 57, so the difference of 3 inches isn't going to make that much difference for your planning purposes. Just take all of that into consideration when you're laying out your pattern pieces for any of your garments that you're making or any projects, whether it be tote bags or aprons or whatever it happens to be. So a little less than 3.5 yards for this. So this will be fun to see how it sews with the various layers. Again, that's always been my concern, is the thickness of the canvas and our sewing machines and the needle size. So I do believe that as long as I stick with a 90-14, which is really what I use, a top stitching needle, for any of my tote bag projects, whether they be canvas or cotton, just the thickness of what we're going through, what we're working through, really does require that needle size. So my bib overalls for some time before spring will be project 3 or 4, we'll see. And we always have to have a project or two for what I call the leftovers, because we always have leftover, well, maybe not always, but I seem to always have leftover fabric when I have washed up yardage and made a project. I have leftovers. And so I have go-to bags, whether it be like a market bag, or this is one that I have made many times, and it's the Stow bag. And this is another Grainline Studio pattern, and it's just fun. It's 2 different size bags, a small and a large. And what I did is, this is the small. It is so cute. This little guy measures, let me get you the measurements. Excuse me. 9.5 wide by, there's a 5.25 inch depth, and the height is 11 inches from your handles here, okay? The large bag, and I have it kind of situated on itself here as if you were gonna put this on your arm, but the large bag is quite large actually, and this measures 14 inches wide by 7.5 inches deep, and it's 14.5 inches tall as well. So these are great bags to take shopping. I used leftover quilted fabric from the quilted jackets that we made from the Tamarack jacket pattern. I had leftover quilted fabric, and so that is where these bags came from. And I also had leftover binding, just a single layer of fabric as well. So think about what you can do with the small pieces of fabric, whether they be coasters for your house or placemats. You can do anything with a simple placemat. I like making new projects out of bags or with bags. So this is 2 fabrics that came out of another one of our quilted jackets. So that is a leftover idea. And another leftover idea that I can't forget to mention are all of the small projects that are in the Everyday Essentials pattern booklet here by Noodlehead. And they can be as simple as a pouch. I mean, just think, if you've already quilted up fabric or you washed up canvas and you have leftover pieces, just think of what you can do with these, and leftover zipper pieces as well. I truly save everything. But look at this beautiful tote bag. I think that is just perfect for canvas. And I think it'll really stand up beautifully with the stabilizer that she recommends in her book as well. So I think I've shared with you several projects that we are dreaming about here, and really excited to see the projects that you have completed with your canvas that you've purchased from us as well. I can't wait to see all of those and hear some of your comments, and let us know. Let us know what you think, and let us know the tips and techniques that you are using to work with a canvas. And we'll keep sharing it here as well. So until next time, keep sewing, sharing, and smiling.